Crime fiction and a postmodern novel. What a peculiar combination for September group reads. Hello, welcome to my channel, another Bibliophile Reads. My name is Greg, and in September there's going to be 2 group reads that I am doing with Alan at Big Hard Books and Classics, and we are opening it up to anyone who wants to join along with us. There will be a Voxer group and a Discord group for both of these novels, for I am going to introduce 2 masterpieces of 20th century American literature. One is a crime novel, and one is a postmodern classic. The postmodern classic is J.R. by William Gaddis. If you were to look up a blurb on the internet, it would read something like this. Get ready for a wild, satirical ride through American capitalism with J.R., William Gaddis's groundbreaking novel, told almost entirely through dialogue. Centered on an 11-year-old boy who builds a financial empire from a public payphone, the novel is a chaotic, comic masterpiece that skewers corporate greed, media absurdity, and the hollow pursuit of success. Dense, brilliant, and darkly funny, J.R. is a bold challenge and a rewarding one for adventurous readers. Yes, you do have to be an adventurous reader to tackle J.R. It is 770 pages long, and as that little blurb says, it's told almost entirely through dialogue. There are no chapter breaks in this book. If a scene changes, the reader just has to know from what is being described in the text that the scene has changed. So the reader cannot let their mind wander a bit with this novel. Some people find it nearly unreadable. I find it completely fascinating. This will be my 3rd read of J.R. It might be one of my top favorite novels of the 20th century. The other contenders are The Stranger by Albert Camus and A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole. And when you think about it, none of these 3 novels are anything alike, but they are probably my favorite novels as of this time. I hope people will join the group read. It's going to be an extended group read. It will begin in September and end on November 22nd. So it will be a leisurely pace through this novel. If you want to read this novel, I highly recommend the audiobook narrated by Nick Sullivan. Put the audiobook in your ears, then open the page and read the text along with the narration. Nick Sullivan really captures the flavor of the characters and helps you navigate through this dense and complicated novel. Maybe you will enjoy it as much as I do, or maybe you will throw it aside and say, this is complete tosh, that William Gaddis is just being difficult for being difficult's sake. I don't think so, but many people have that opinion. Please join us on Discord if you want to read this complicated novel. The second book that we'll be having a group read on is Hard Rain Falling by Don Carpenter. Again, if you were to go through the internet looking for blurbs, you might find something along these lines. A raw and powerful portrait of lost youth and hard-won redemption. Hard Rain Falling follows Jack Levitt, a tough, aimless drifter navigating the streets, pool halls, and prisons of 1950s America. With unflinching prose and deep psychological insight, Don Carpenter crafts a gripping story of friendship, identity, and survival on society's margins. Gritty, compassionate, and unforgettable. This cult classic is perfect for readers who appreciate noir with a heart. I'm not entirely sure about that hard phrase from that blurb, but I read this a few years ago in Seattle, or should I say, I listened to the audiobook version. And this book was so gripping that when I was taking the subway under the streets going home one night from work, I was listening and I missed my stop to get off at the King Street train station. And I had to go down a number of stops and turn around and go back to the train station. That does not normally happen to me when I'm listening to audiobooks, that I get so gripped into the story that the whole world just ceases to exist around me. But that's how good Hard Rain Falling is. It is a fascinating piece of American literature and is definitely a noir crime novel. So again, please join us either on Discord or Voxer for Hard Rain Falling. This is not going to be a month-long event the same way that JR is. We will begin discussing this novel on September 22nd, and it's just going to be like a book group. You can start discussing it in full on September 22nd. If you're on Voxer or Discord, please be mindful of spoilers if you want to comment on something before the 22nd. I do hope you will join us for this great piece of literature and crime fiction. And those are the two group reads that Alan and I have set up for September. Please join us. There'll be two exciting reads of these great American masterpieces. Thank you for watching, and keep on reading.